What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we are back with another rebuild as we have our first domino falling in free agency. John Wall gets bought out by the Houston Rockets, immediately is going to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers once he clears waivers. So today we're going to be doing a John Wall Los Angeles Clippers rebuild. Before we get into today's video, guys, make sure you drop a like, of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. The support lately has been amazing, so I would love to see it keep going. So thank you guys so much for that. But yes, John Wall is now a Los Angeles Clipper. Obviously, he did not play basketball at all last year. There were some rumors about him potentially being traded to the Lakers, but instead he's going to the other LA team, the Los Angeles Clippers, which I love this fit as well. Now, 6 or 7 months ago, a lot of you were commenting on that video. It was 6 months ago I uploaded a video where I did a John Wall Clippers rebuild because I always thought that could make some sense. Some of you were commenting on it. So yeah, I guess you could say I called this, but did I really? It was kind of an obvious prediction in my opinion. But John Wall on the Los Angeles Clippers next to Paul George and Kawhi Leonard sounds very, very intriguing and very exciting. Now, I did a John Wall to the Clippers reaction video over on Crushables Extended, but I do want to go ahead and ask you guys here as well. What do you think of this Clippers team now that they have John Wall? They also got Norman Powell and Robert Covington from the Blazers, obviously at the trade deadline, which was definitely a highway finesse by the Clippers. Shout out to the Clippers. And Nicholas Batum, also a free agent. I assume he'll be back with the Clippers, so I went ahead and just signed him back, and I also got Zubac back. So this is your Clippers team in the Western Conference next year. So the West obviously is going to be a dogfight like it usually is. This is a really good team on paper as long as everyone is healthy. Of course, that's the problem with Kawhi. You got to make sure he is healthy, but he should be next year. So now you have Kawhi, Paul George, John Wall, Norman Powell, Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson has been solid. Zubac, Batum, Covington, Luke Kennard, and then Terrence Mann. So there's a lot of good things to like about this Clippers team. So in free agency, I don't think we're going to be doing much else. I kind of like our team as is. So if you look at the rotation, obviously Reggie Jackson might get demoted to the bench, I assume. I don't know if they're going to have John Wall come off the bench. I assume John Wall will be the starter, but I could be wrong. Maybe he is a bench point guard for the Clippers. We'll see what happens there. You have Terrence Mann at point guard. Then you have like Paul George and Norman Powell and Luke Kennard. And then you have Kawhi Leonard and Nicholas Batum. And then Marcus Morris, Robert Covington, and Ivica Zubac. So yes, very, very interesting Clippers team. They are honestly really stacked, and we low-key could make this roster even better with a trade because the Clippers do have the ammunition to maybe make a trade to match salary. Now, as far as like guys that or as far as assets they're kind of short on, they don't have a lot of picks obviously to trade away, but they do have some young players like maybe like an Amir Coffey. You got Terrence Mann and Luke Kennard might still be an asset somewhere, Brandon Boston. So I mean, we might make another trade. I'm looking at the center position right now. All we have is Zubac, so it wouldn't be a terrible idea to try to get a center here in LA as well. If we could find a way to do that, that would be awesome, just to pair alongside all these guys, just kind of complete this team overall. There's a center I actually have in mind. We should be able to match his salary. I mean, I don't know if this team would necessarily do this trade, but for this rebuild, I think it'd be fun to have him here. So we can go ahead and just accomplish it now. Miles Turner on the Clippers, I think sounds fun as well. Just get another center with Zubac. So basically, we'd obviously have to do this with young players and matching salary. We don't have any picks really to trade to the Clippers, or to the Pacers, I should say. But would the Pacers do this is the question. Depends how much they valuable guys like Brandon Boston and like, I mean, Luke Kennard's salary is going to have to be in the trade to match it. And then you have like obviously like Terrence Mann and Amir Coffey, Jason Preston, whatever you can throw in here to maybe convince the Pacers this is a good trade. I guess no, I don't think we could trade any picks. Like 2 seconds, all this for Miles Turner. This might be a terrible trade for the Pacers, and I don't know if I don't know if the Pacers would even accept this. But in 2K, we might be able to get them to accept this, and they agree. So just like that, we have ourselves a starting center here in LA now. So that just kind of completes the prophecy. Here we go. Now we might be the best LA team. Who knows? We're going to go to player progression. Might treat us pretty poorly here. We'll see what it looks like. I'm assuming guys are going to go down, and Paul George is down. Kawhi is down. John Wall is down. Norman Powell is down. Marcus Morris is down. So yeah, guys are going down overall. Reggie Jackson going down, I don't think it's fair at all, to be honest with you. But that's what 2K is doing, because Reggie Jackson had a really good year for the Clippers last year. Almost got him in the playoffs. He had a really good play-in tournament game, but unfortunately, they still fell short. But regardless, we're going to go look at this rotation all together, and we're going to see what it looks like out west. So with this team all together, after the Miles Turner trade, we have John Wall at the point guard, Paul George at the 2, Kawhi Leonard at the 3, Marcus Morris at the 4, Miles Turner, Norman Powell off the bench, Zubac off the bench, Batum off the bench, and Robert Covington off the bench, and Terrence Mann off the bench. So Reggie Jackson not being in the rotation definitely bothers me a little bit. But we have such a deep rotation. I don't really know what else to do. So maybe I shouldn't even have done it, because now I feel bad that Reggie Jackson's not in there at all, to be honest with you. But at the same time, like who do you take out, really? You know what I mean? We're already running a 10-man rotation, so yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, I don't love Reggie Jackson not being in the rotation. I think he definitely would be. He definitely earned it, but 2K right now is making it tough on me. So I'm going to move this to a balanced system, but John Wall, Paul George, Marcus Morris, Miles Turner, Kawhi Leonard. That sounds very, very, very intriguing out west. So we got Kawhi with an 85 shot tendency, Paul George 90, John Walls is a 94. Let's switch Kawhi and Paul George and John Wall a little bit. Let's have John Walls be lower than Kawhi. Norm Powell have like the 71. Zubac we can leave. Morris and then Covington I'll boost up just a little bit, and then maybe Miles Turner boost him up to like a 60. So the rotation is deep. I feel bad about leaving guys out of it, but I'm just gonna run it the way it is. What 2K suggests, we're gonna simulate this season, and then at the end of the day, we might still get rid of like Marcus Morris this next offseason, depending on how things go this year. But obviously, this team wants to win a championship, and I fully think we're capable of doing such. At the end of the season, Luka Doncic wins MVP for the Dallas Mavericks. Chet Holmgren Rookie of the Year on the Thunder. That seems to always be the case there. Ben Simmons 6th Man of the Year for the Nets. Defensive player goes to Jonathan Isaac and John Morant. Most improved player, Taylor Jenkins is your Coach of the Year. Cody Toole is your executive. So here's your RB first team with Luka, LaMelo Ball, Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron, and Jokic. All NBA second team, John Morant, Fox, Tatum, Butler, and Embiid. And all NBA third team. All defensive first team and all defensive second team, as we have Paul George. So one thing about 2K is we all know that 2K doesn't like old rosters. So we did get the 5th seed in the West. At one point, we were like the 8th seed, so I thought we weren't going to make the playoffs at one point. But we did get the 5th seed. I mean, it was kind of a roller coaster ride up. At one point, we were like the 2nd seed, the 3rd seed. Then we went to like the 7th and 8th seed. But now we finished at like the 5th seed. So I'm assuming the Western Conference race was really close. Yeah, we only went 42 and 40. So yeah, a lot of teams only went 40. I mean, the Warriors, were crying out loud, went 42 and 40. And then, yeah, it was definitely a close race here in LA. And we only won 2 games over 500, which is quite disappointing. But if you look at the player stats this season, we had 23 from Paul George, 21 from Kawhi Leonard, and then 4 assists, 5 assists, and John Wall was 17 and 7. So if John Wall could come into LA and be kind of that obviously pass first point guard and then do a little bit on offense, I think that's exactly what the Clippers could look for from him. So I kind of like that idea. Norm Powell with 15 off the bench, very solid. Miles Turner with 10, 7, and almost 3 blocks per game, which is exactly what we wanted out of him. Zubac with 10 off the bench. Morris with 9 and 5.5 from Covington, and then 5 from Nicholas Batum. Reggie Jackson, of course. Sucks he was not in the rotation, and then Terrence Mann wasn't even in the rotation. He's really upset right now at a 73 overall. So yeah, I mean, it's tough, man. We had a very deep rotation. So we're playing the Utah Jazz in round 1. Obviously these teams have matched up before, and we all know how that went. So let's go ahead and see if we can beat them again here. Game 1, we're down 1-0. Start things off. Donovan Mitchell drops 29. Kawhi drops 30, but it does not matter. And somebody current round on accident, but we do win 2 straight, and they even it up. So this game 5 will be very, very important here in Utah, especially a team like Utah that just literally ran a bag. So let's try to beat them. And let's see if we can get it done and win game 5, and then, win game 6, go to the second round. Because after this, the roster is only going to get older. So I assume that 2K is not going to give us like a good simulation as we keep going throughout this video. So obviously winning this game, or winning this series, is pretty important. So game 6, we do win. So we're on to the second round. We beat the Jazz in round 1. So once again, we take over the Utah Jazz. We beat them, and John Wall had a good game, 24 and 8, and Paul George 24. Kawhi with 26. So shout out to John Wall. Let's see if we get the 8th seeded Nuggets. I would love that. Yes, we get the 8th seeded Denver Nuggets. So the Utah, or the Grizzlies, lose to the Nuggets. So obviously I would love nothing more than win a championship right here, right now, because I think this is going to be my best opportunity to do so. Because like I said, man, 2K and old rosters don't match up. They do not like old rosters, for whatever reason, they just don't. So the Nuggets have Jamal Murray. They got Michael Porter, or Will Barton, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon. So this is really a similar Nuggets team. They have Serge Ibaka, Ben McLemore, Christian Brown, obviously, as well. And this is what we look like. So we'll see. Can we beat them? We do have home court. Game 1. We're down 1-0. Start things off. So honestly, I'm going to shrink this even deeper to an 8-man rotation, just because I want the best opportunity possible to win here. So game 2, we're down 2-0. We're going to get 8th seeded, aren't we? Or do we win 2 straight to even it up? Yes, we even it up. So we're going to a game 5. So they went 2 at our house. We went 2 at theirs. So now we get to go to LA, and let's see if we can actually take care of business this time around. So I'm going to listen to the CPU, and And then we're going to go ahead and see if we can win game 5. And we could go to the Western Conference Finals here potentially, but winning game 5 is the first step. As we do have a nice lead here. We might actually have taken this one, so we are going to take game 5 in LA. 91 and 115. Kawhi drops 38, and then 7 rebounds as well. And now we got game 6 in Denver. So we finally won one at home, and we've won 2 straight in Denver. So hopefully we can make it 3 straight, and we go to the Western Conference Finals, and everything is great. So let's see if we do that. We do have a nice lead. I think we're blowing them out. Unless they come back in this game, we got this. And just like that, we are going to the Western Conference Finals. 30 and 10 and 9 from Paul George. Almost drops a triple-double. 19 from John Wall, or from Kawhi, and then 17 from John Wall. 14 and 18 from Miles Turner. And we are in the Western Conference Finals. We either could play the Pelicans or the Warriors. I don't know which one I want more. Low-key want the Warriors, to be honest with you, as weird as that sounds. And we do get the Golden State Warriors. So we get a Clippers versus Warriors series, which I love because I think the Pelicans in 2K are just a little overpowered. I think we might have a better chance against the Warriors, but who knows? So that could be wrong as well. Jordan Poole's in the 88. Yeah, it's a very good Warriors team, obviously. So this could be tough, but I'm up for the challenge. So then we got Cleveland and Charlotte. So it's like the battle of the young teams on the other side in the Eastern Conference. And then we got the battle of the veteran teams here in the Western. But obviously the Warriors do have, some young pieces, though, I'm not going to lie. So they definitely have a good thing going for them, especially in the future. But game 1, this is going to set the tone of the series. We do lose. We drop game 1. It is in San Francisco, so maybe that's not a terrible thing. We lose by 8. Game 2, we even it up. So we do take 1 and San Fran, which is great. 29-26. If our team is playing like this, I like it. So let's see if we win 2 straight at home. And we do. So we win game 3. We could win game 4, baby. That would be great. Game 4, take another one at home. And no, it's an even series. So game 5, going to San Francisco. So we've been in game 5s every series, I think, so far. So let's see if we can continue and win game 5s. Or we're going to drop game 5 and potentially lose here in the Western Conference Finals to the Golden State Warriors. Not looking good. So we're going to have to force a game 7 if we want any chance. So game 7 or game 6, all or nothing in LA. We got to force this back to San Fran. Let's see if we can do it, ladies and gentlemen. This is not going to be easy. So game 6 for all the marbles to go to the NBA Finals. We got to force a game 7. It's looking good so far, but doesn't mean they can't come back in this game. And I think we have oh, they took it at the very end, bro. We were about to force a game 7. Oh, that sucks, bro. 2K, why'd you do that to me? So we lose in 6 to the Golden State Warriors, and we got the Warriors going on to win the championship. So we got to get better this offseason somehow. Even though regression is going to kill us this offseason, we got to find a way to get better. So I don't know how easy that's going to be, to be honest with you. We're going to try our best because the Bulls and the Blazers get number 1 and number 2, which that would actually mean... Actually, never mind. I was about to say something, but that would have been incorrect. So let's go to staff signing. So I'm not going to change anything as far as firing anybody. Obviously, Tyronn Lue is a great coach. I think that might have been our best chance to get to the finals, though. I think this next simulation might be a disaster with how, our coach staff is actually full right now, so we can't do anything there. But yeah, I think the simulation might be disaster because of how old our roster is. Like I said, 2K doesn't love old rosters. So Terrence Mann is currently pissed off at us. So maybe we have to trade him away because we did not play him in the rotation, which I feel bad about, obviously. But it was just we had a very deep team. But he might get some minutes this next year unless we just got to trade him. So on draft night, do we have a pick? I doubt it. We actually have our 18th overall pick. So we could trade it on draft night. So that actually might be something we could do because, you're allowed to trade your draft picks on draft night. So that's something we can actually try to use to our advantage. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to make a trade probably with Marcus Morris and Terrence Mann and then our 18th overall pick to get something, just to get something. Maybe a better power forward is what we're looking for. So that's what we're going to need to try to do. Let's see if we can accomplish that goal. Then we'll have John Wall, Kawhi, Paul George, Miles Turner, and a hopefully really good power forward there as well. So taking a look around the league at what power forwards we could potentially get. Obviously, you have guys like John Collins, which would be fun. But the two I think that makes the most sense that we might be able to get, which one of them is going to make more sense than the other, is going to be like Knicks Julius Randle or like Raptors Pascal Siakam. And I don't know if we have enough assets to get Siakam, to be honest with you. So it might have to be Knicks Julius Randle, which obviously that doesn't sound intriguing at all. But if you could get Julius Randle to play like he did that one year where he shot decently from 3, he could be interesting here. I don't know, man. Like, I don't love the idea of Julius Randle, but it would be to upgrade the power forward spot. Obviously, I want Siakam, but I just don't think we have enough assets. And someone like Julius Randle is someone I don't trade for all that often, and he would be an upgrade. So I guess we can try it and see if it happens. I don't trade for him that often, like I said. It looks like he might be pretty obtainable here. So it'd be Julius Randle for like Marcus Morris expiring contracts. So sending Marcus Morris back to the Knicks, by the way. And then I guess it would have to be like Terrence Mann. And then you trade the 18th overall pick maybe. Or you could just try this. See what they say. They don't. So 18th overall pick. What did Julius Randle average last year anyway? Curious. 19 points. So, I mean, last year, if you base it off these stats, you'd be happy with getting a guy like Julius Randle, at least in the 2K sense. But I'll offer this. They do not agree to that. I'll offer a couple of other second-round picks, and they agree. So just like that, we get Julius Randle on draft night. So that is our upgrade at the power forward spot. Is it the greatest thing in the world? Maybe not, but it is a very interesting team we have here out west. We were just trying to get better, and that's what we did to get better. So now you have Randle and Miles Turner as our front court. And again, if you got Randle on these stats, I think you'd be pretty happy with that. Obviously, he won't be the number one option here by any means, but he can kind of defer to Kawhi. And Paul George, player options. Let's see what it looks like. We got Jason Preston. Welcome him back. And then qualifying offers, Matt Thomas. Sure, if he wants to come back, I'm okay with that. And then far as free agents, Miles Turner's a free agent, so I do want Miles Turner back, obviously. And then Reggie Jackson, I'll give him a contract. I think he's going to go down even more in overall, though, unfortunately. And then John Wall. I got to get John Wall back as well. Totally forgot about that. I don't know how much he's going to ask for. I thought I would have his bird rights. It doesn't look like it. I do have to get him back somehow, though, so I guess I got to wait for him to get an offer because he is the title of the video. Well, obviously, the Clippers wouldn't actually have his bird rights. Let's be honest with you. In real life, they would not. But since he is the title of the video, we're in a 2K world right now, I am going to try to get him back once he is signed somewhere, and hopefully he does sign somewhere. Or I guess we can wait until like day one. But yeah, unfortunately, we can't sign John Wall to anything crazy. So let's see if he gets an offer or signs somewhere else, and we'll force him back on our team. And we'll see what happens after that. So let's see. Did he get signed? No, he's still here. He has 6 offers. They're all minimum contracts. I mean, I'll give you a deal. He's gonna decline that, obviously. What if I made it a no trade clause type deal? Would that intrigue you at all? No trade clause, 1 year. That's as much as I can give you. He's declined. So John Wall might actually low key enter free agency. I might not be able to get him back on the team. Oh, bro, that's not good. Okay, but Paul George goes down. Kawhi's going down. Julius Randle, and then Miles Turner. So and then everyone went down. So John Wall is currently not on the roster. I don't even know if I can get him back on the damn team. If he's a free agent, I'm not going to be able to, which is going to be kind of tough. Maybe I should have given him a longer contract. Obviously, I'm going to do everything in my power to get him back because he's literally the title of the video, but we'll see if I can get him back. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to get him back before the season starts. At the end of the season, Luka Doncic wins MVP. Nick Smith Jr. Rookie of the Year for the Miami Heat. Simmons, 6th man. Giannis, Defensive Player. Jalen Suggs, Most Improved. And Nate McMillan's Coach of the Year. And Brandon Harrison is your executive. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team. So once again, we kind of finished in the middle of the Western Conference. And I will tell you, boys, getting John Wall back on the team was a pain. That took me probably 10 minutes because I was trying to figure out how I could do it. And it took me a long time, but I finally was able to figure it out. But regardless, Kawhi averaged 23, Paul George 20, 18 from Julius Randle, 15 from John Wall, and also 6 assists, 12 from Norman Powell, 11 from Miles Turner, 9 from Zubac, 8 from Jason Preston, 4 from Corey Joseph, and then 2.7 from Mr. Robert Covington. But here we are in the playoffs once again as a 4th seed. So obviously, this might be the last season. This is probably our best chance to win because Paul George is going to be like a 79 or an 80 overall. Kawhi is going to be like an 88 or something. Randall is going to be probably going down. So this might be our best chance to win anything, to be honest with you. So hopefully we do win here because, like I said, this is probably going to be our best chance. Like last year was probably our best chance, but this is our second best chance, I guess I should say. But we get the Timberwolves in round 1. So game 1, we're up 1-0, start things off. Beat them by 6, I should say. Game 2. They do even it up. They beat us by 1. Game 3. Game 4. We even it up. Okay, so we're going to another game 5. The theme of this video has literally been game 5s, bro. Like, we've been in so many game 5s. And game 5s are one of the most scariest parts of the series because obviously game 5 turns the tide. And it looks like we might be dropping game 5 here against Minnesota. And we are going to do just that. So we lose game 5 at home. Not good. Not good at all. So here we go. This is going to be in game 6. I guess we dropped this to an 8-man rotation. We gotta lock it in, man. We gotta lock it in. So game 6 in Minnesota. I really hope we don't get eliminated in the first round here. Because like I said, this is probably our best hope to win anything. And it's not going to be good if we run it back. If we run it back, this team might not even make the playoffs. And we are going to... It's a close one. I think we got it. We are going to force a game 7. So game 7, Julius Randle drops a triple-double. Like I said, if you get this kind of production out of Julius Randle, you'd be happy with that. 28 and 10 from John Wall. So what a game we just had as we forced a game 7 back to LA. So obviously, gotta lock it in here. This is a very, very big game 7. We gotta win in order to move on. So let's go. Win or go home. Can we do it? We win the first quarter. Second quarter is close. We win it as well. So far, we've won every quarter. We got to win the fourth, though. If you lose the fourth, it doesn't matter. And we do win the fourth quarter as we beat them 101 to 125. Timberwolves fall to the Clippers. And now we're in the second round. We get to play Denver or Golden State again. And we get the Denver Nuggets. So we eliminated last year. So we don't even have to deal with the Warriors this time around as they get 8th seeded. And the Nuggets do it again. Weren't they the 8th seed last year and then 8th seeded whoever, or Memphis, I believe? We got New Orleans and Oklahoma City on the other side. So, I mean, we beat this team last year. So hopefully we just repeat it. Game 1, we win. Game 2, we win. Game 3, they win. They win. Oh, no, we're going to game 5. No, we dropped game 5. So many game 5s. So many game 5s, bro. I'm sick of all these game 5s. Can we just win a series cleanly? Can we do it? We might drop game 6, and we might go home here, boys. This might be it. And we are getting blown out. This is it for us. We have lost. 88, 90 to 125, 19 from Kawhi. We did not show up and get 8th seeded as we have the Pelicans or the Nets going all the way to win it all. Do I really run it back for a third season? Honestly, bro, I think we literally might not make the playoffs third year, but we can try it, man. Like I said, I think the progression is going to be so bad that we might not even make the playoffs this last season, but we can try it. I don't think I'll make another move. I don't think we have any other like ammunition really to make some kind of move. So I do want to keep Tyronn Lue around. That's for sure, though. So let's get Tyronn Lue back. Then maybe we'll be able to fill out our whole coaching staff this time around. Maybe that could help a little bit. So we'll fill this whole thing out. So we'll sign, just kidding. I guess we're not going to get him. Let's see if we get a guard guru. Can we get anything here? Let's see. Doug Christie. Got him. And then Wing Whisperer. Get him. And then hopefully I can fill these other 3 out. Like I said, progression is probably going to be pretty bad, to be honest with you. All right, so now that we're in free agency, we need to sign a forward as well. I'm going to sign Kenrich Williams off the bench to be a bench player, and I'll sign another one just to be on the safer side. So power forwards, we can get like Cameron Johnson on this team. That'd be kind of cool. So, all right, so we got our full rotation again. Player progression's probably going to be pretty bad, I imagine, but we'll take a look, and we'll see how good this team is. So Kawhi, Paul George, John Wall is down to a 76. So, yeah, the team's only getting worse. So we're going to run it back for a third year, though. Progression has not been on our side with how old our roster is. So I think the first 2 years were obviously our chance to win it, but this is our last chance. I'm only running it this one season, and then we're calling it a day. So if we can't win it this year, it's just not in the cards today, boys, for the Clippers. But we still have a decent roster. It's just obviously the progression's been kind of mean, and then Norman Powell's not even in the rotation anymore. So yeah, it's been kind of a disaster, but let's go ahead and see. We'll run it back again. We'll see if anything changes, but hopefully we can make the playoffs this final year, and maybe this time go win a championship. All right, so in this third and final season, we actually got the best seed we've gotten so far, so maybe that could mean some good things for us. If we go look at the player stats, not the rookie report, we don't need that. So player stats, 21 from Kawhi, 18 from Randall, 18 from George, 14 and 6 from John Wall, 11 from Miles Turner, and 10 from Zubac. So this is our last chance. If we do not get it done this year, we just take an L and we do not win a championship in this video. So last chance to get it done here. We get the Golden State Warriors in round 1, who have Steph, Jordan Poole, Wiggins, Kuminga. So yeah, they have a good team. So anything is possible here. I'm going to click Simulate Current Round. We are the 2nd seed. Does that mean anything? Probably not. Simulate Current Round against Golden State. And we're going to lose 3 straight. And we get bounced out in round 1. So kind of figured that would be the case. As we have the Rockets going all the way. Maybe no, the Pelicans go all the way to win a championship. So regardless of the Clippers having a pretty good roster here in 2K, the progression not being on our side resulted in us being eliminated in round 1 in this final year. So still a fun video regardless. Like I said, I think the Clippers next year are going to be very, very intriguing. I really like the pairing of John Wall with Kawhi and Paul George. Really hoping John Wall could be this like 80% of what he was once was. We just saw him a couple years ago look pretty good in Houston. So hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know you guys overall thoughts on John Wall and the Clippers. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.